Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another Financial Friday check in. For those of you who are new to my channel, I welcome you all. My name is Nandi. In this channel, I talk about my personal journey to wealth building. At this moment, I am focusing all of my energy on one, learning how to budget and to budget consistently, but two, or probably most importantly, paying down debt. I started at December 2022 with $50,000 in credit card debt. And through the power of budgeting, today, September 2022, I have managed to pay down almost $48,000 worth of credit card debt. Cue the confetti. That shows you the power of budgeting and staying on top of your finances. In today's video, every Friday I sit down and I do a financial check-in of all of my expenses the week prior. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. I appreciate having you here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. If you are a returning viewer who's not a subscriber, please take some time to click the subscribe button. And for those of you who have enjoyed my video, I always appreciate a thumbs up, a comment. Let's go ahead and get started. In today's video, we are specifically looking at expenses from last Friday, the 15th, through yesterday, Thursday, the 21st. And the reason why I don't look at expenses for today is because most expenses finalize by the end of the evening. So to me, it just makes sense to look at Friday, the week before, to Thursday of yesterday. And what I do on my channel, I primarily use Mint. I've now started experimenting with different softwares, but the one that I've used for a very long time is my Mint software. I love it. I've used it for almost 7 years and it works well for me. I go to the trend section, look at my spending by category, and I categorize it by the specific date that I want to analyze. And what I do then is that I take my expenses from Mint and I convert it to my budget spreadsheet. My budget spreadsheet looks like this. If you are new to my channel, I'm just giving you the download of how I do things. If you've been here before, bear with me as I try to fill in my new viewers in my process. So here is what my expense spreadsheet looks like. I work in chemical sales. So with that job, I am constantly traveling. On Mint, all of my expenses are together per category. But here I get to delineate my expenses from personal expenses up top all the way to work related travel expenses in the bottom. Let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, let's make sure we find the right week I am tracking. This is today, September 22nd, or the third week. I start with my expenses first, then I'll come with my income, and then I'll close out the week. My total expenses for this week is $3,002.57. To make my life easier as I transfer these expenses, I write down the total in the bottom so that as I'm adding expenses, I'm seeing when all of the expenses have been added and everything in the bottom here is reconciled to zero. What I now do on Mint is go through all of each category. I am checking that every transaction is properly categorized, it's properly tagged, and it's in the right category. So let's start by looking at travel expenses. Under my travel expenses, I see hotel. Everything here is categorized right because these are all expenses for my travel. So I have my hotel here. I stayed at a Courtyard Marriott. I stayed at the Disney Resort. It's calling it vacation, but it's not vacation. This is hotel. So I am going to come here and change this to hotel. And these are all work related expenses. So I would tag them as work related. And the Courtyard, this is also work related for me because it's not vacation. Pinocchio House, this was restaurant. I went to the Disney Resort with a customer and we ate lunch at the Pinocchio restaurant right there in Magic Kingdom. If you've been to, so rental and taxi, this makes sense. All right. food and dining. So that expense, because I categorized it not as vacation but as restaurant, it disappeared from my travel expenses. So now let's go back. My travel expenses are set. Before I start adding everything, I'm just going to double check that everything is in the right category. Yes, everything here is in the right category. I have my all of my bills categorized under the right category. The Walt Disney World ticket to the park, this is technically entertainment or vacation. However, this is a work related expense for me because I took a customer to Walt Disney. So I am going to categorize this under work related. So I think that's under business expense. I'll save that, and that would move it from entertainment to business expense. And you will see me categorize it differently on my Excel document. Auto and transport, for the sake of categories, I move all of my bills into the bills section as opposed to their individual categories, whether it's home, auto, etc. If it's a recurring bill, I move it to the bills section. I might do it differently in the future, but right now that's what makes sense for me at the moment. So all of this is food, and all of this will be work related transactions. So I'm going to tag all of them as work. Let me do this because I know better. I'm going to tag all of these. So I'll save that. There's a way I can do multiple edits. Why isn't it showing up here? Let's go to transaction. Let's filter by date from the 15th to the 21st. And we'll also filter by categories, food and dining. I'm going to apply. These are some tips and tricks. And when I click on it, now I can perform multiple edits. So instead of going into all of the transactions individually and adding work related, I can now multiple edit all of them. So now if I click on any transaction, the work related tag is there. Now let's go back to my trend section and we'll keep working on it. So now we're back to the trend section. All of them now have the tag. Let's go back to my spending category. I wish you could do multiple edits in the trend section. Shopping, yes, I'm not even gonna lie here. I did go shopping and I bought myself some really nice dresses. I'm not ashamed. This right here was an Amazon expense, but it was technically a business expense. I'm going to change this to finance YouTube channel. These were finance planners, author's copy. I have created some great finance planners for anyone who's interested. I can leave a link to my Amazon below. These finance planners will be great for you to prepare for next year. It's one book that you can use for the whole year to track your finances. I will be making a video about these planners here soon. I've used them myself and I'm really enjoying putting pen to paper. For those of you who don't like using the online software, these planners will be a great little addition to your personal finance tracking system. Okay, so everything now has been reconciled. Now that I've kind of reconciled all of the expenses, I'm going to be moving these Mint expenses to my spreadsheet. Little disclaimer. For those of you who normally watch my channel, sometimes I don't always do this Mint categorization cleanup on camera. Most of the time I do it behind the scenes. Then when I do my video, I'm just quickly moving on to the Excel spreadsheet. Every once in a while, I like to show you my full process because the goal is that we're doing it together. You're learning how I do it so that maybe you can be inspired or you can copy some of what I do until you figure out what works for you. With the chit chatting out of the way, let's go ahead and add our expenses here. I'm going to enlarge my screen just a little bit to give you a better view of what numbers I am adding. My biggest expense here is travel. Let's go to travel. And what I plan on doing is adding hotel together under hotel. 664.17 plus 263.00. So those are all of my hotel expenses. Car rental and tolls I keep together. I had for car rentals and tolls 229.74 plus 10.95. Right in the bottom here, 1,167.86, that's reconciled. Let's look at bills now. I'm not adding everything at the same time. So for my bills, in order for me to start tracking down that I'm paying my electricity, water, internet, and gas bills, I have separated them. City of LA is 250, and the rest will be going towards all of the other bills. So I'm now going to go back to my bills section, 768.43 minus my electricity, and that gives me $518.43 was the total of all of my other bills. Business expenses, I'm at 436. So for business expenses, I'm also separating this because I have business expense, business, work related, and business personal. So I know that here that was an entertainment expense of $349.32. But then the total was $436.89. So here on the business expenses, $436.89 minus my entertainment expenses here for Disney. That leaves me with $87.57. Those were my personal expenses. Taxes, my tax expenses never fluctuate. Most of the time they are the same. Entertainment, I'm going to do entertainment first because I'll come back to shopping and dining. Entertainment is $24.95. Fees and charges zero. I couldn't be happier to see that fees and charges is zero. So shopping is my one clothing expense from Ross. Ross should be a category in and of itself, I feel like. That's my cop out easy place to go grab something nice to wear as opposed to going to the mall because I hate the process of actually going into the mall. But we'll see how long I'm going to keep doing that as I upgrade my wardrobe. Now, last but definitely not least is food and dining. So food and dining has quite a bit of complexities for me, right? So right now when I'm looking at food and dining, almost all of it is not groceries and all of it is work related expenses because I haven't been home in 2 weeks. So this is actually easy for me this time. So food and dining, I spend $188 on a little bit of personal and a little bit of my own work related dining. When I travel for work, all of my food related expenses is work related. But I also entertain customers. So 188 in 1 week is actually not bad at all. Now let's see if I am reconciled. I'm at zero. No, I have 250. Where is this 250 missing from? 268.43 minus 250. I wonder if this 250 is not included. So I need to add. This is why you want to start with your total at the bottom. So now I can automatically see here that everything is reconciled. My total from Mint now matches my total on my Excel spreadsheet at $3,002.57. Now that I've reconciled my expenses, I'm going to go here and add my income by category, not for the year, but for the month. Let's apply that. Okay, so it looks like this week my total wages is $1,483. So these wages are a combination of cashback, reimbursements from expense reports, any little pay that I'm getting from my company, whether it's reimbursement from expense reports, cashback, etc. So that goes into my income. And now let's evaluate the total. So how am I doing for the week? I have spent 1,000. I brought in an income $1,114.83. I spent $3,002.57. That's negative net income of $1,887.74. All right, so let's make this bigger and let's look at where I stand for the month so far. From the beginning of the month to today, September 22nd, I have brought in $14,388.07. My expenses thus far are $12,245.05. That's a net income so far in the month of $2,143.02. And it looks like I am on track to meet my income, and I'm on track to be below my spending goal for the month. Let's look at where I also stand category per category, okay? Auto and transport, I'm good. Bills, I'm good. Business services, I have blown this out of the water. So next month, I'm going to be adjusting my bills category and projecting to spend more in this category. Education, I'm at zero. Entertainment, I'm on track. Fees and charges, I'm significantly below where I expected. So most likely next month, I will pull in from fees and charges and add it to business expenses, because now I've hired an editor for my YouTube channel so that I can just get a little bit more help to get videos out to you guys on time, because I travel so much. It's an expense worth making. But, we're always reconsidering. Financial, I am working on paying off credit card debt, so I should probably increase this back to about 1,000. Health and fitness, so far I'm good. Home, I'm good. Personal care, I'm good. Taxes, I'll be fine. Travel, I'll be fine as well. Utilities, we're still figuring this one out. I will definitely be over on electricity, because I am catching up on expenses from the past few months of me kind of slacking off on paying these categories, because I kind of had some questions, and I was setting up a new electrical system at a new apartment. Water, I think I'll be okay. Internet, I'll be fine. Gas, I'll also be fine. Food and dining, looks like I'm on track. Dining out, yes, I've already eaten out so much. For personally, I will not be eating out again until the end of the month, which makes sense because I'll be traveling until the end of the month. Shopping, shame on me. I have completely blown this out of the water. Oh well. Work related, I don't really track a budget. I don't really have a budget. I have a loose budget for work related expenses, but it looks like so far I'm doing okay, because I've only spent $2,216 and I had budgeted 9,000. So it looks like we're having a good month so far. We're tracking below in our expenses and high in our income. One last thing I want to check before we go. I'm coming back here under my calendar to make sure that all of the bills are accounted for. And so far, it looks like they are, except for my student loan bills. Now, I don't know if it's just a delay. So I'm going to highlight this in yellow, and I'll make sure to go into my student loan service provider's website to check that this bill went through, because the last thing I want is for that bill to not go through. And just FYI for you guys, this is a great way to reconcile the bills that came in with the bills that you expected. So in case something went wrong, you don't want those late fees. So I'm going to be double checking my student loan payment to make sure that it actually went through. Maybe there's an old bank account that I need to update. And also my State Farm bill, instead of the regular $199 that I'm charged, I don't know if you saw, but I was charged almost over $300 for my State Farm bill. So I'll be double checking that bill just to make sure that, hey, what's going on here? Why did my policy go up that much by over $100? All right, so that is a wrap for the week of September 22nd. I thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you guys for being here, following me on this journey. I hope I'm inspiring you to also be checking your budget weekly. As you can see, when you don't check it on a weekly basis, it becomes a monster. I have some great videos coming up on credit card billing statement. I will be posting a tutorial on the mid budget software and how you can use it to empower your own personal finance journey and money management. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.